Still live on planet Earth. You're in the Schafer Haus.
The Schafer Haus Podcast is a sanctuary for musicians, artists, and creative minds alike. Whether it be music, comedy, art, or internet media, this is where we can all come together and discuss what the hell is really going on. Come on in, friends. You may laugh, you may cry, you might rock, even roll. But when life takes its toll, just take a little stroll on down to the Schafer Haus. The Schafer Haus Podcast is accompanied by original music from Schafer Haus and others. Our guests today are the Rafael Tranquilino Band, featuring their amazing vocalist, Leah Tussing, and Guitar Virtuoso Rafael Tranquilino, accompanied by Jeff Hall on drums and Hans Reverb on bass. Here are your hosts, the brothers from the Cosmic Mother, Scott and Kyle Schafer.
Well, hey guys, we're here at the Schafer Haus, as always brought to you by Stonies. And, you know, used to be meat chips, but we don't get any free meat chips anymore.
We don't have the free meat chips?
No, so
that expired?
meat chips has expired.
No Munchies?
No Munchies. So why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourself so I don't butcher your name like I did on the internet there already.
It's all good. My name is Leah Tussing.
Not Leah.
No, but
Okay.
that's, forgivable for now.
All right.
My name is Rafael Tranquilino. Tranquilino.
Yeah, wait, you're fucking it up now.
Tranquilino.
No, never gonna get it. I'm over here practicing it outside.
Tranquilino.
Tranquilino?
Tranquilino. Or is it
Tranquilino. Yes,
Tranquilino?
we'll say Tranquilino.
Like
Those are
tranquil?
No, let's say
Those are the white people.
That's the gringos?
Tranquil, for Mexican accent is Tranquilino.
Tranquilino. That's how we want to say it. I
Right.
want to be corrected.
Yeah.
You want to be like me?
Exactly. We want to be like you. We want to play guitar like you. So these guys burned down the Schafer House the other night. Tuesday night. It was a kind of an impromptu jam session. These guys just killed it.
It was a blast.
Got some good footage. Bro, you missed out on that one.
I know. I got responsibles I must take care of.
No explanation needed.
So what do you guys call it? Are you guys still going by the Rafael Tranquilino project? Tranquilino?
Yeah, so right now we are the Rafael Tranquilino Band.
Oh, wait, you just said it, Tranquilino.
Oh, well, I'm white. You're
Hey, we
looking
all
at
just
me.
get
You know
along.
this. It's not hideable.
We can just call it more reflective.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
More reflective. I love it.
Oh, that is
Yes.
hilarious.
So, Rafael, you can tell me a little bit about the many stages of the
Tranquilino?
of the Rafael Tranquilino Band.
Of the name. Well, many stages. Yeah, I've done a lot since I started with this project. So many musicians have played in my band. A lot of them. But it's only a few. Return. Like they say. But in the beginning, it was just something that a lot of people asked me to do. It was like I was playing with the Randy Oxford band. That was a band that I was touring in the beginning when I moved to the country, and there was so many fans told me, say, well, you should have your own band. I was like, I don't know, that sounds good, but I never thought about that, because I always been in bands, I never been like a solo artist, always be with bands, I've been leader of bands, for many years since I was a kid, but never thought in doing a Rafael Tranquilino band, So it's like, that sounds bigger, that sounds intense. So just one day actually a friend of mine called me. I was hosting jams with Randy Oxford band.
This is in Seattle?
This is in Seattle, Tacoma actually. That's where I lived when I moved to Washington for the first time. And it was like a lot of people started knowing about me all over the place, you know, and it was, you know, it was incredible how much fan base I was gaining just for being in a band, you know, that it wasn't mine, you know. So I started going to every jam I could, and so people started knowing me a little bit more. And one day, a friend of mine, a drummer, he called me and said, "Hey, you know, someone called me to do this jam, but I don't know how to host jams, you know, but the opportunity is in there. It's a new venue." So I'm like, yeah, I'll do it, you know. And they were not paying anything. It was like, they were just giving us pizza for free. I was like, okay, you know.
Hell yeah.
You know, but, you know, I wanted to help my friend. I said, yeah, sure, you know, I'll do it, you know. And
It was
then,
really good pizza.
It was really good pizza.
It was really
actually.
good pizza.
And then, yeah, so then people started telling the owner of the venue, say, you have to advertise the jam as Rafael Tranquilino Open Jam. Because if you put Rafael's on the paper, people is gonna start coming, you know, I promise. And he's got a name, so everyone knows who's Rafael. You know, everyone knows that he's of the Randy Axel band, and, you know, promise you they're gonna start coming, you know, and you'll be surprised. So they convinced the owner, and finally, you know, he started putting my name on the paper, and people started coming to see me play. And every week, because it was something that I didn't know as many musicians as I wished at the time, so I was like looking for musicians all the time. So I was just showing up at the jam, me and the drummer, and it's just like looking for the bass player at the moment. Like, you know, a real jam, you know. So does anyone play bass here tonight, you know, when I join us?
That's right.
And that's how it started. And then because I didn't have, like, because I don't sing a lot in English, I didn't have a lot of material to sing, so I just started making stuff up. And because I started making stuff up, you know, I started writing songs on the spot.
Oh, wow.
And then other sand, you know, like because I was looking for musicians all the time, I started finding musicians that would play with me all the time at that jam. And then we started gigging. But here and there, because I was playing with Randy Axford, and I was committed to that band. So
Are they from Seattle as well?
they're from Seattle, yeah. And so what happens is that you know, when you start doing stuff like that, you know, so people start knowing you more and more and more and more and more, and so you start getting calls, you know, you know, for gigs, and they say, hey, you know, we have this gig, and we thought about you, and it's like, I can't do it because I'm committed to another band, you know, and that's the kind of person that I am, you know, I'm committed to something, and that's where I'm going.
That's your focus, yeah.
Yeah, that's my focus. So years later, you know, I took the decision. I said, you know, I'm going on my own, and this was in 2010, I believe, when I decided to go on my own completely, and so I quit the other band, and that's when everything changes, you know. But I used to be a three-piece. It's just me, you know, guitar, bass, and drums, you know. So I started singing a lot in Spanish. I started writing in English. So, you know, other than I have like music for you know 5-6 hours of music of jamming. You know, like I started getting gigs and it's just going and jamming. Like literally, it was a blues gig and just creating blues on the spot and having a whole room packed and people dancing. You know, it was all like that. It was just
amazing.
like that. And so the musicians, you know, changing the musicians, you know, all the time. You know, started getting like really impressive musicians coming to play with me. And having an extra player in the band it was hard because you know, to have an extra player in your band when you do a 3-piece, a power trio, it's hard to work with them. You know, it's not that easy. You know, I can control a 3-piece band, you know, really easy. You know, and it doesn't matter where I go.
Right.
But having an extra player is like, or a singer, you know, it's like, you know, to give that my spot as a singer and give it to someone, it will be like, that's not that easy. It's not easy. You know, it's not easy to work with singers, you know. To be
Tell
honest,
me about it.
You know.
Kidding.
You know,
It's great. It's fun.
You know,
it's like
so
a lot
it
less
takes
work.
a lot of it takes a lot of things, you know. I mean, it's like I'm a person that I hate egos.
Yeah.
You know,
Me too.
And everyone has to have egos, right?
Well, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit's
right?
healthy.
A little bit
it's
you know?
healthy.
So
but,
you know, I have egos. You know, I
Yeah.
have ego. You know, you have to have it. You know,
Yeah.
otherwise,
You won't get anywhere.
yeah, exactly. You don't get anywhere. You know, but working with good people is my main thing, which is really hard. Really hard to find the right people to work with, not just as good musicians, but also as
good people.
good people in real, you know, wanting to make some music, you know, whatever that is, you know. I became a very, very well-known blues musician in Washington. So, and I'm a rock musician since I was a kid. You know, I mean, I played blues since I was a kid, but the rock and
When did you start playing guitar?
when I was like 9.
9. Wow.
Yeah.
That's
8, 9. But I started playing piano when I was like 5 or something. So I play piano, bass, drums. Yeah. I play harmonica a little
you
bit
do?
too.
Okay.
Not a lot, but a little bit.
That's cool. Yeah.
Mr. Backlash, just who you think I am? You raise my taxes, freeze my wages, send my only son to Vietnam. You give us second-class houses, you give us second-class schools. You think that all the colored people are just second-hand fools, yeah. Oh, Mr. Backlash, I'm gonna leave you with the blues, yeah. When I try to find a job to earn a little cash, all you've got to offer me is your mean old white backlash. But the world is big, big and bright and round, and it's full of folks, it's full of folks like me that are black, yellow, beige, and brown. Don't you believe me, Mr. Backlash? I'm gonna leave you with the blues, yeah. Woo. Mr. Backlash. Just who do you think I am? Raise my taxes, freeze my wages, send my only son to Vietnam. You give us second-class houses, give us second-class schools. You think that all the colored people are just second-class fools, yeah. Oh, now, Mr. Backlash, I'm gonna leave you with the blues, yeah. When I try to find a job to earn a little cash, all you've got to offer me is your main home backlash. But the world is big, yeah, big and bright and round, and it's full of all colored people that black, yellow, beige, and brown. Don't you believe me? Oh, Mr. Backlash, I'm gonna leave you with the blues, yeah. I'm gonna leave you with the blues, yeah. I'm gonna leave you with the blues, yeah. I'm gonna leave you with the blues, yeah.
So then Leah came to the picture.
I was just gonna say,
Your wife?
speaking of good people, how did you meet this one?
Yeah, how'd you guys meet?
I call her his wife too, but apparently I don't. That's not exactly accurate.
It is
well,
not.
I was-
We are
okay.
together, but we're not married.
Common law.
Almost. Oh man.
Significant other.
So at this
Yes.
time, 2010, you start your own project. Leah, you were playing with a jazz group at that time, or was that after that?
At that point, I was singing back. So this is all happening. I lived in the north end of Seattle.
Okay.
Tacoma's in the south end. So Rafael's doing all his, and since 2010 to 2012, he's totally crushing it with his band. I haven't met him, but I know who he is because my dad is a drummer, a professional drummer. And the band that he got connected with was the Kim Archer Band. And he'd played with them since, 2005 or something. And had been with her band for 5 or 6 years at that point. And as soon as I turned 21, I kind of became my dad's groupie and drum, helper, and would just followed him around all of his shows with Kim. And slowly she brought me into her recording project, and I did backup for her on her album. And then she liked what I did so much, she started bringing me into her shows and doing backup vocals for her. So I got my start playing out live with the Kim Archer Band. The Kim Archer Band is also based out of Tacoma. Oh. So I'm working in the same market as him, but in a different band.
Okay.
Was it blues as well?
No, it's more like funk, soul kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Really dancey, really funky. She's still up there rocking it. Actually, I talked to her today.
Shout out to Kim Archer.
Holla back, what? She's my girl.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, and Rafael had even subbed in and played guitar for her band several times at that point too. So we knew, he and I knew of each other because my dad ended up in a project with Rafael.
Oh, okay.
So that means I know.
So he knew my
I
dad
know
before
Leah's
he even
dad.
met me.
I know Leah's dad longer than I know Leah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So anyways,
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, because I was like,
That's okay.
We're small
posture,
people. We're the small people
I
from the
saw
north. Right? But, yeah, so there was this one day, it was September 12th, 2012. I know because I had two gigs that day. And this is not that embarrassing. I don't know why you're embarrassed about the day we met.
because you forgot about my birthday.
Anyways.
You can tell they're together, folks.
It was a work thing. I had to remember that. Anyways. So I had this really early morning show, and then I had a festival a couple hours away in the evening. And so the early morning show was like a car show at the LeMay Car Museum, which is right next to the Tacoma Dome, blah, blah, blah. You don't care. And Rafael had this time slot right after me, and the gentleman I had a duo show with that morning, his name's Ray Hayden. So afterwards, we're packing up and I'm getting ready to like rush to my car to head off to go, on my big long drive out to this other gig. So I was kind of in a hurry, but I heard Rafael get up on stage, and I was like, looking at my watch, I got time. People keep telling me I got to meet this guy. I should probably just stick around, wait another 15 minutes. I'll just speed a little faster on the one-on-one. And stuck around, and afterwards he was, I don't know if it was right before you started your show or right after, but I came up to him and I was like, hey, my name's Leah Tussing. I told him about who my dad was, and I gave him a card. Did I give you a card, or did I ask you for your number?
Oh, you asked me for my number. You know how cool it is when a cool girl comes to you and it's like, can I have your number?
So anyway, so that happened.
No, Raf, I don't
That
know.
was the occasion. It's like, oh, you want my number? Yeah, sure, no problem.
And then, then I think the next several months later, he called me and was like, hey, I'm really sick. I have this blues show. Can you do an evening of blues? And at that point, I knew no blues, like none at all. I still know very little in comparison. And I was like, I'm totally game for coming down, but I don't know any blues, like none. Like zero blues. I know none of them. And so I didn't get the job, and I was super bummed. But I immediately called my dad and was like, OMG, guess who called me? It was Raphael. And he's like, that's so great. He's awesome. Next time you should totally work with him. And so it's your fault, Dad. You did this.
He didn't expect you to take it so literally.
I know, right?
Totally.
Sorry, Dad. So then we just kept inviting each other to different projects and different shows that we were doing. And I don't know, this is like show and tell or something. Come see my band. Okay, now I'll come see yours, And then because at that point I was just doing a lot of backup. I was in like 3 or 4 different projects down south doing backup vocal work. And did we end up in? We ended up in a band together.
Yeah.
Somebody else's band. I was singing backup, and he was originally played bass, and then they got a different bass player, and he played guitar. And my dad was also in that band, so it was me and Rafael and my dad, right in the beginning of like the meeting each other thing. It's kind of funny, like having my dad there just behind the kit, just watching.
Yep.
Had to make that first family meeting a lot easier, though.
Right, or harder.
Well, it's his fault. He's the one that they always telling, he always talks about his family, and he was a really, really good friend of mine. I call him for gigs and all that. He probably played 1 or twice, in one of my jams, and but every gig, I was, have conversations with him, so I have a really close relationship with him, And he was telling me about Leah. Oh yeah, Leah, she's awesome. She does this, and she works out a lot.
There's
it's
no way he even remembers saying that. I feel like there's no way that he actually said
He
that.
said that. He said, oh yeah, she works a lot. Works out a lot. Like a lot. Like a lot. Yeah. Ask him. Yeah, he's the one that he told me that.
Oh,
I'm
geez.
listening.
So anyway, let's move on from my dad.
Is that the drummer in the band, though?
He has played for our band in our band, and we have a rhythm section with him and another guy, really great bass player. His name's Robert Baker, and sometimes with rhythm sections, you just because we do a lot of mix and matching, like, oh, this is a really rocky set. These two guys are, they're really rocky. They have similar styles. We really feel like we try and like match make our rhythm sections for different shows. And my dad and Robert just play so well together that they just lock in, and it just feels good when they work together. So we try and hire them as a group every time we can. And I totally lost my train of thought. Where are we going? Bring me back to water.
Well, the thing is that...
you were talking about my dad in the band. Yeah. Yes. So, yes, he has played with us many times. And he's done some recording for us, too. Sorry.
Recently?
Actually, we did, with Headline, a couple festivals in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
Does he give you a family discount?
A family discount. And he's also our producer. So, he's produced the last 2 albums. And he's also, or how you say that, or advisor,
Well, he's my business partner, so with our company Flat Hat Productions. So
What does Flat Hat Productions do?
We do artist development and recording and lots of different stuff. I also for a while did some booking, so just a variety of different things, but particularly artist development and how that pertains to recording. Mm-hmm. So finding artists and working with them to figure out what's the best type of project for them, whether that's a demo or a fully produced album or, a song for their, bucket list, whatever that is, and help them realize that to help them fulfill what's best for them without, totally gouging them or just giving them a really great personal experience.
Right.
More like a mentoring fan too, it's like, it's very nice, to work, working with them. And that's actually one of the reasons how Leah, came to the picture in my band, because I started getting really, really big in Washington. And so there was a point I used to book everything, and I had some people here and there. My one of my best friends, Di Marino. She was my PR for a while, but most of the bookings, it was all by myself, and there was a point where I was like, oh man, this is a lot. I need help from someone. Mm-hmm. And I actually was in a record label, but the record label, we worked, okay here and there, but it was mostly, it's a boutique record label, so a lot of stuff that I did in town, like in Tacoma, it was great with the record label, but if everything outside, it was, I needed to step up, I needed to do it by myself, everything that if I wanted to travel or do like find festivals to play at and all that. So I had to do that part by myself. So I did a lot by myself, and it was too much already. And it was becoming so stressful. So when Leah starts, hanging out, with us, she started sitting in with the band and all that. I had a few conversations with some friends about finding someone to work with, and Leah's name, came to the conversations. It's like, you you should talk to Leah. Maybe she can help you out. I said, well, why not? But so I gave her a call and we had a meeting and about what how what I was just talking about what I was looking for and what she could do, because I was actually watching her what she was doing and she was doing great stuff, so she already had a image. So when I approach to someone like that, I always like to do some research or just watch,
Right. Well,
and
yeah,
this was very natural.
You shouldn't just hand over your business without checking somebody out.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
because it's exactly, it's your business and it's just like everywhere you get these managers that screw you up, and it's not that easy, But I also knew that it was Leah's dad. It's a good friend of mine. Chris is awesome. He is one of my favorite people in the world, and he's just super nice. And because he's a good person, really, really, really good person. So of course, I'm thinking, she has the same.
She can't be that shady.
It's just and it's so we did the meeting and started working together, and she started managing my band. She started managing my band, but because she was a singer, I knew what she could do, so I was like, you want to sit in? I mean, you're great, I mean, come on, it's like, and she started sitting in with the band, and others saying, she's part of the band. How did that happen?
Never reveal my strategies.
Yeah, I guess she knew.
Well, I believe in, if you believe the things that you want in life and you go for it and you just know that it's going to happen, then it happens.
Absolutely.
Well,
Not always.
Absolutely.
But often.
More often.
to go to parties, and I like to have a good time. But if it gets too pale after a while, I start looking to find one good man. Oh, you know I've been looking as I have. One good man. Oh, ain't much honey, ain't much honey, it's only everything. I don't want much out of life. I never wanted a mansion in the south. I just want to find someone sincere. treat me like he talks. One good man. Yeah. Don't you know I've been searching? They wanna collect their men. Well, I'm like, no, she's on a gun. Oh, but hey, I know better than that. I know that a woman only needs one good man. Oh, you know I've been searching to find. One good man.
love backing up people. I love playing for many artists. You know, it's just different styles. You know, I don't have limitations about it. You know, I love if I have to play only chords. You know, I'll play only chords. You know, it really doesn't matter to me what is it about. You know, the band that we end up playing together with, that was more like, what is it like? Pink Floyd, Journey focus. I don't know.
Is this the
Raymond
first?
Hayden.
Oh yeah,
This is
yeah.
the first
it was
band
for
when you were together?
this. This is the
Yes,
band that we
yeah.
were a part of, but it was not our project.
Okay.
It was Monsters in the Dark was the name of the band,
Shout out.
and it was very. Got a little fly in my face, a little mosquitoes in my
Mosquito
face.
in your face.
It's a Zika mosquito. Don't
I'm
worry.
just afraid. I was so funny. My mom.
They
Mom was-
haven't made it
I
to
told her
Arizona
that I
yet.
got totally eaten up by mosquitoes, and she was like, "Oh, it's probably. What if they have the Zika virus?" It's like, nah, but maybe West Nile.
Oh, you
Maybe
got
West
the
Nile.
dengue.
I don't think I'm not worried about Zika, but maybe West Nile. But yeah. Anyway, we just the band was very like later on Chicago,
Okay.
Toto,
Okay.
Journey, kind of like
The sound that
Right.
like
right.
drama
Those
rock. I think is what my
80s
dad calls it.
80s rock.
Drama rock.
Drama
I like
rock.
that.
You know, power chords and
And that's,
Power ballads.
Yeah, that's all like
Ballads.
big guitars.
Yeah,
But it was
Yeah,
awesome.
bitchy
Actually, the
guitar
band
solos,
was
yeah.
the band was really it was really a great band. It
was
was
really
all
good.
ace players, and he put together a really great lineup, and so it was a lot of fun. You know sometimes you're in projects just because you're in projects because you need the money, and this was definitely one of those projects that was really fun. It was really enjoyable, and it was a good time. All really nice people, and yeah, it was a good time.
And that's something that I love. You know, it's just
Who doesn't love an opportunity to play Toto? I mean, come on.
Exactly.
It's Toto.
Yeah, exactly.
And like do it right.
and because of that reason of being able to back up, different artists, I have backed up, so many singers, and well-known singers, that a lot in the blues, actually, the first blues band, the first professional blues band in Mexico before I moved up here, it was the backup band for a famous artist. Her name is Baby Batis, which is kind of like I call it the Janis Joplin Mexican. Yeah, because it's rock and roll. She's not that crazy. Baby is not as crazy as Janis was, but she's a pioneer of rock and roll in Mexico from the 60s. Like she was huge. She's still very well known. She's all over the country. And I got to play with her, for like 5-6 months or something like that. And that band used to have a blues gig every Thursdays, and I used to play with them. And of course it was a different concept. It was completely straight ahead blues. But when we used to play for her, it was all about her. The musical director, which was the bass player, El Blues, rest in peace. He told me the first time I had to play for her, before the gig, he goes, "Listen, this gig is not about you at all. It's just about her. So your eyes are gonna be 100% on her. She's gonna make you change keys. She's gonna make you stop. She's gonna do all kinds of different things. So you have to pay attention." Of course, they gave me CDs, with her music, like the day before. Had to learn like 20 songs in like one day for a big concert. And she's a well-known singer, a singer that actually my dad wished to play for her, in the 70s, So I ended up playing for her. And when this guy tells me it's not about you, it's about her, but she's gonna tell you, and she's gonna call you for a solo. So when she calls you for a solo, go for it. But other than that, it's all about her. Forget about this. You're a session musician right now, and that's it. And she's hard to work with.
Yeah,
Really
demanding.
hard. Really demanding. She's a great person, but she's very demanding. She's an artist. She's a famous artist.
Yeah.
You know.
Takes her craft very seriously.
Exactly. So because of those little things that have, you know, and that has happened many times in my life, in where I have to be, you know, the musician of the artist.
Right.
And when you see that the artist is happy, or the people is responding to that artist, then you're doing your job. Then you're saying, you see what I'm saying? Like you know, like if that artist is making it, if that artist is doing a great show and the people is happy, you know, that's what it matters at the show, you know. And but so I'm really good at that stuff, but in my band, it's like, now I'm the diva. You know? So I'm the diva. So now it's backwards, you know? So how do I give my spot to someone else, to a singer? It's like, no, I can't do that, you know? But working with Leah, it was very natural. And especially when she saw me play Led Zeppelin, I did a set of Led Zeppelin once.
Nice.
At my jam, and after the set, she came and she said, "I want to sing some Led Zeppelin with you."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "What? You're a jazz singer, you know? What are you talking about? You know? That's, you know, you never know. And when she told me that, I was like, yeah, so maybe she's something different."
I totally remember that night because it was a male vocalist and he was doing it, and he did a great job, and everybody was eating it up. But I remember thinking in my head, like, I could do that. I can totally do that. I want to do that. I'm going to do that. So, just saying, I want to sing Led Zeppelin with you. We're going to do this. Let's make this happen.
Nice.
Yeah, and that's pretty cool because, I mean, not a lot of jazz singers come to you and tell you that, you know? So of course, the jazz, the jazz music, is it's the concept of the jazz is like sometimes it's
Misunderstood.
misunderstood, because the jazz, it's a lot of improvisation and stuff like that, but you can play really everything, like you can incorporate rock, there's even like, I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, it leaves you
But-
more wide open for anything. I think that's
Yeah.
why jazz musicians love jazz, is because there are no rules, really.
Exactly. But a lot of jazz musicians stay just in there, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
they
just get
There's not as much innovating in jazz right now. There is. I don't want to be like a super downer on it, but I feel like there was such incredible in the last probably 10, 15, 20 years ago, Miles Davis and all these cats are just, incredible musicians that rewrote the rules. And now I think everyone's kind of getting to that place, well, it has to sound like Miles Davis. It has to sound like this. She has to sound like Ella Fitzgerald. She has to sound like Sarah Vaughan. You know what I mean? And so they've reestablished these rules when all of those artists that people are now using as the
Benchmark.
benchmark,
Yeah.
they worked their entire careers to break the mold, to do something different, to expand. And so it's kind of defeated the purpose almost. Like there needs to be more innovation.
Mm-hmm.
There needs to be more improvisation, more risks taken.
More risk taken, yeah, exactly.
And there needs to be openness in that. And between, that kind of jazz being almost stylistically cookie cutter, if that makes sense.
No, I get that completely.
And then blues, which in a lot of ways has been standardized and also beginning to lack feeling. Like there's so much about it that just, I feel like they both are having the life sucked out of them. Both of these really beautiful, inherently American genres of music are having the life sucked out of them by either being whitewashed or, standardized into these super lame, what I call, like what is truly, it's Muddy Waters, right? Who wrote that style of blues that I tease about.
The macaroni.
Yeah, that I call the mac and cheese blues because everyone my age knows that that's the mac and cheese blues. It's Kraft mac and cheese. But that's because the Blue Box Blues. But it's been,
I'm so hungry right now.
Right?
Shout out to Kraft Macaroni and Cheese.
Right? All of that product placement. But, it's a funny joke, but at the same time, if that's what my generation knows thinks of as the blues, that's a really sad comparison. If the Kraft mac and cheese Blue Box Blues is what we think of when we think of the blues, there are so many amazing. I am falling in love with the blues, in these last 2-3 years, and feel incredibly blessed to have someone like Rafael who's been working so hard in this industry and rooting out what the blues really is. Have someone give me that. I don't have to do all the hard work. I feel like incredibly blessed to have someone who's already done that hard work and researching and spending time with incredible, real blues musicians to be like, you really should be listening to this guy. You really should learn about what happened here, and that way it's like having a blues history teacher. Mm-hmm. Between that and another good friend of ours that's been instrumental in both of us diving into the blues, two guys, Jonathan Oogie Richards, and his partner in crime for many, many years, Sweet Danny Ray O'Brien. They're both incredible blues lovers and musicians and lovers of musicians and have worked in radio for years and years and worked in music and performing and booking but to have guys like that in our lives who say, you really should work on this, or you really should go and check these guys out, or you know what, I really loved what you did here because of this, really kind of help educate us in American music history. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I can speak for Rafael when I say we're just incredibly blessed, and having mentors like this and guys like that in the music industry in our lives. And that's one of the reasons why we both spend as much time as we can in youth mentorship through music education. And we've been doing that a lot more. We hope to continue and grow that, our workshops to help. I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. But, we feel incredibly blessed to have people in our lives, people like my dad and, Robert Baker, and who I mentioned before as well, come before us and just share that information and knowledge with us. It's invaluable. And, we both believe that there's an incredible wealth of knowledge through experience. And if we're able to share that with young musicians, or even just musicians and people that we come in contact with while we're on the road, and help them either make better choices or live a less stressful musical experience, or avoid a drama, or, you know what I mean? Or maybe get a job that they might not have been prepared for because they didn't know what something meant.
Right.
Whether it's, musical slang, or knowing how to jam with people. That opens up so many doors. It's proven to open up doors for us here, just right down in Phoenix. Tonight, that's one of the reasons why we're here tonight, because a year ago, friends of friends, my good friend Jessie introduced me to her husband, Kyle, and his brother, Scott, and we played music together.
It was rad.
And we jammed, and it was a blast. And now we're here sharing more of our story with you guys. And this amazing studio is so cool. It's such an awesome, I got to plug your studio, awesome vibe.
Well, thank you. That was kind of, honestly, the catalyst for me to get this stuff finished, because when you were here and I just heard your performance, I was like, I didn't have the studio up and running yet. And I was like, fuck, because I missed all that. I mean, that was an amazing night. I mean,
it was.
Yeah, you were jamming so hard on the guitar. I wanted to actually crawl in the corner and like have a seat. Like, I was like, where is this coming from? This guy just walked in off the street. You know what I mean? Like, definitely. Like, I've been in the presence of a few like really great players, and and when you get to be around them, it's definitely special. So thank you for
gave him
gracing us with your presence.
Momentary epilepsy.
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
We shocked your brainwaves.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That was
Thank you
amazing.
for that.
So thank you as well.
No, thank you for having us today. The sharing the story is always fun. Yeah, it's always nice.
special occasion till you're leaving death of the situation. Now I'm standing on shaky ground ever since you put me down. And I'm standing on shaky ground ever since you put me down. Put me down. Repossessed this morning. Harder times I ain't seen in years. Someone throw me a life preserver I'm about to drown in my own tears. I'm standing on shaky ground. Oh, ever since you put me down, and I'm standing on shaky ground. Ever since you put me down. You put me down. Lady looking a four-leaf clover, feels hurt as I feel all over. My life for one special occasion, till you're leaving death of the situation. Oh, now I'm standing on shaky ground. Ever since you put me down. Oh, now I'm standing on shaky ground. Ever since you put me down. Since you put me down. Yeah. 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 Ooh. This time I'm on my way. Thanks to you, I'm much obliged for such a pleasant stay. But now it's time for me to go. The autumn moonlights my way. Oh, now I smell the rain, and with it pain, and it's heading my way. It's heading my way. And it's heading my way. Sometimes I grow so tired, but I know I've got one thing I gotta do. One thing I gotta do. Oh, now's the time to sing my song. I'm going around the world, gonna find my girl. On my way, and was such a pleasant stay. Now it's time for me to go. All the moonlight's my way. But now I smell the rain, and with it pain, and it's heading my way. Oh, now the leaves are falling all around, yeah. And it's time I was on my way. Time I was on my way. Time, sometimes I get so tired, but I know I've got one thing to do. Now, sometimes I go so tired, I know I got one thing to do. Now, yeah. Sometimes I go so tired, but I know that I've got one thing to do. Sometimes I go so tired, but I know I've got one thing to do. Awesome.
Speaking of incredible stories, you got to mention your guitar in the reunion because I was just like,
Yes.
amazing karma going on here.
I know, right?
Right.
Yeah, it is. It's you know.
So there was a lost guitar. Raphael lost his favorite guitar.
Yes.
It was stolen.
It was stolen.
It was stolen.
Yes.
It was stolen, and about almost 4 years ago in April, I remember the day, of course, April 13th.
April 13th.
It was a Sunday, so it was. I think it was a Sunday.
And it was cloudy and ominous. Trying to paint a picture here.
It was a Sunday or a Saturday. I can't remember. So anyway, but with this guitar, you know, as like many musicians probably you have heard, you know, like you have a favorite guitar, you know. It's either the guitar is just you get to know the guitar so well and that it becomes part of you, you know. So I actually had a friend that told me, and I told this story in somewhere in YouTube. The first time I was with Ian and Jack amplifiers shop.
Mm-hmm.
I was telling the story because the guy saw my guitar and it, you know, it says, you know, he says that it's already beat up, you know, and all that, you know, and it's not really, that guitar is not really that old. It's 2004.
2004 Fender Stratocaster.
You know, but if you look at it right now, the guitar looks like it's from the
69.
69 or something, and yeah, because it's been played. It's been played for real.
And how?
Right.
So what happened is that so many years the guitar was like, you know, I did so many modifications to the guitar. I was looking for a sound and I couldn't find it, you know, so I did so many modifications until I found the right pickups, I found the right bridge, you know, all that stuff, you know, to make it like super cool guitar. So and so it became my signature guitar, and everyone knew what the guitar looked like, you know. That's literally the guitar that made me popular in Washington, you know. So that's the guitar that gave me a name, you know. So like Stevie Ray Vaughan's guitar, you know. Right. Like you see Stevie Ray Vaughan's guitar, you know that's Stevie's guitar, right. You know. It's the same thing, you know. That doesn't happen often.
No, it doesn't. It's only a few I can think
Yeah,
of off
exactly.
off the top of my head, you know.
Yeah, exactly, you know, or like, you know, B.B. King, you
B.B.
know,
King,
it's another example, you know. But so this guitar is a really legendary guitar. You know, it's so it gets stolen in April 13, 2000 and what was it? I don't know. Almost 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
2013.
2013, yeah. Oh wow, April 13 in 2013. I didn't think about it.
Bum bum bum.
So yeah, so I actually, you know, when it got stolen, it's funny because I left it in the car. People, musicians, don't leave your instruments in the car.
Don't do it.
Especially if you're in a
And
big
don't
city.
think you're
Or
going to
if
be
you live
the
in Arizona,
exception.
especially in the heat, that you're messing up your pickup.
Exactly.
Along
You
with
know.
getting stolen.
Right.
Exactly. You know, so you really have to be careful with that. You know, you just don't, because these people don't.
Don't tempt the
Relax.
innocent is the motto I live by.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, these people didn't know that was my tool of work. You know, and they don't care about it anyway. You know, they don't care about it. Even if it was, you know, they don't care about it. So it got stolen, and of course, you know, we did all the police report and all that stuff, and it was a big shock. You know, I got, you know, I mentioned it in Facebook. You know, so hey, everyone, you know, my guitar just got stolen, and I got probably like 400 likes. You know, like close to 300 comments.
Would you like her?
That was
Thumbs
befo-
down that one.
That was before the frowny face was an option.
Because I'm like, I want to like that, but it's,
Yeah.
Something
it's
like
so
that.
sad.
Something like that. If it is probably like, you know, I might be mistaken and probably likes our chairs, because the chairs are worth a lot. You know, a lot of people. You know, so many musicians in Washington know me. So many. And so many fans that, of course, you know, like everyone's like looking for it. You know, people calling me, and it's like, dude, let's go to the pawn shops. You know, let's go and find it. You know,
Scour
it's just
this.
like,
Yeah.
so you know, people sharing the pictures all over the place. You know, people sending me links. You know, you should go to this place.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you'll find your guitar.
Yeah.
For probably almost a year, people were sending me links and stuff, and
Well, and I think one of the things that was most incredible with that situation was the number of people who brought guitars to shows for him to use so he could continue playing. Because that guitar was the only guitar he had at the time.
Oh, really?
It was
Oh.
his only guitar. He brought. It was one of the few things he brought with him when he came from Mexico. And then it was gone.
I had a couple others, but they were like the guitar set. You know,
Yeah.
they don't come out. You know,
Right,
so one
right.
guitar was just for the slide. You know, and the other guitar.
They weren't. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
it
it wasn't
was
set.
just, you know,
You
like
couldn't
it
do
was in the
you
bad
on it.
condition, and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But you know, I travel all over the place with just that one guitar.
Yeah.
You know, so that was the guitar. So it's like when people see that the actually legendary guitar is gone, it's like, holy crap. So people donated, you know, people came, they donated money. I say, you know, so I could buy another one and stuff like that, you know. People coming with guitars, you know, hey, you know, play my guitar, you know, stuff like that, you know. So it's just incredible
the community
how
outpouring was was really incredible. It was very cool.
it was
very
amazing.
sad,
It was
but very-
amazing. It was amazing how many people were supporting, you know, were so like with me, you know, and so of course I got depressed, you know, and but you know, playing music is a good way to forget about it, you know. So you know, a friend of mine, actually, you know, he was one of my fans, you know, and he before the guitar got stolen, you know, he talked to me into lending me guitars. I was like, well, you know, I don't really need them, but so I ended up with, you know, some guitars, you know, and so it's like, well, I can keep playing. So there's not a problem. So I won't stop playing. So I kept playing. There was non-stopping for me, you know. And I kept looking for the guitar, and you know, and I gave up. You know, I really gave up looking for it. You know, like pushing for it, pushing to find it. I didn't stop looking for it because everywhere I go, I walk into a music shop, and the first thing that I do is I go to the used stuff and always hoping to see my guitar again. And until this, you know, it's still these days that people come and ask me if I ever got my guitar back. You know, so because people remember that stuff, you know, and it's like that guitar is like it's as popular.
Yeah,
that's the one.
It's part of your hand by now.
So just 3 days ago, the guitar was found.
That's too cool.
And very, 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 very unique, very, very unique way to find it. Because first, the guitar was stolen in Seattle. And that's where I live, right? And the guitar was found in Seattle. So
never left the city. 3
Yeah.
years, it never left the city.
Yeah, 3 years, almost 4 years, and the guitar never left the city. Right? It's like, you know, what I think is like the car that we were driving that day. It was a car from Oregon. So I'm imagining these people thought we were from Oregon, and
they didn't try to.
And they didn't, you know. So anyway, so what happened is like I have a really good friend. He's a very well-known luthier. If you have a chance to check out his guitars.
That's a guitar builder or repairman.
Yes.
Right.
For those who know what luthier is, it's a guitar builder.
To publish a dictionary after this, a musical dictionary.
Yeah, if you have a chance to check out his guitars are one of the most incredible guitars. You know, he builds vintage guitars like that, mostly the type of Fender. You know, guitars,
Fender style.
You know, Fender style, and
his name is Joe Reggio.
Shout out.
Sorry.
His name is Joe Reggio, and his company is called Reggio Guitars, Reggio.com actually. And so he's a friend that knew my guitar. He's someone that heard me play many times. I played his guitars. You know, we did shows together where we showed the amplifiers, Union Jack amplifiers, and his guitars.
Sounds beautiful, by the way.
You know, the Union Jack. You know, Derek Brown. So Derek Brown and Joe Reggio are from Tacoma. And both companies are some of the best companies that we have in Washington and probably in the whole country. They're like the best I've seen. I personally think, you know. And to know that Union Jack is actually played by Mike McGreedy from Pearl Jam and has toured the world already, you know, for 5 years. So that can tell you something. And Richio's guitars. And they're sold now internationally, and they're appear in the Guitar World magazine, Guitarist magazines, all the guitar magazines, you know, all over. And major famous session musicians from Nashville buy his guitars, you know. So it's like, you know, Greg Cog. You know, if you guys know Greg Cog, he's I can't remember where is he from, but he's tried the guitars. You know, there's a few videos in there. So Joe Reggio is one of those guys that knows guitars very well, right? Right. He's a luthier. He builds guitars. He knows he knows exactly what kind of guitar it is by just looking at it like from far away. You know, he doesn't mistake with that. Right. So he was looking for some stuff in Craigslist, and he saw my guitar. He swore that was my guitar. So he went in Facebook and compared the images with my photos. So he sent me the link, and I was driving. He sent me a link in Facebook, and he said, I think I found you.
It was like 1:30 in the morning too. It was like,
Yeah.
Can't wait.
right? Can't wait.
Yeah, can't wait.
Yeah,
Up
I
for
can't
that.
wait, and
Yeah.
especially for someone like Joe, I mean, it's like, it's not just a fan, because, people did that a lot,
Oh, they
like
said they found it.
yeah,
They
they told me they found it, but it was just a guitar that it looked similar. But Joe, is like,
Knew all the
this
components and the
looks
pickups
like
and-
like Rafael's guitar, and when Leah, I was driving and Leah was in the passenger seat, and she opened the link, and I see the photo and I see the guitar, and I just see that's my fucking guitar. And I had to pull over. I had to pull over because it was very intense.
Oh yeah, this guitar was the only one of Rafael's to survive a hurricane down in what was it, Cozumel? Is that where you were at?
I was in Cozumel. It survived a hurricane, and it was trapped in a hotel room for like, I don't know, close to a month. When I came back and I opened the guitar case, because I had to leave the island, of course, the hurricane. I didn't know the hurricane was going to be that bad, so I couldn't take any of my stuff. So I took the ferry. So once I could come back to the island after everything was peaceful, everything was destroyed, and I was like, man, I hope the hotel is still in there. So yeah, the hotel was normal, but I opened the door and it was all moldy. It was all like, it smelled horrible. And I opened the cases. I opened the case of the guitar, and it was just like, it looked horrible. I was like, and it was like a couple weeks old. I just bought that guitar like 2 weeks before the hurricane. It was like,
man.
what the heck? And somehow, and if you want to know something actually about it that I forgot,
Yeah.
that you should think about and musicians should think about, and I'm gonna tell you, Frank Zappa used to say, when you see a guitar, play it like you mean it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the guitar is gonna tell you if it's for you, if that's for you. Like, you can see, like, sometimes I walk into music stores and I see a guitar and I was like, whoa, not because it's pretty,
Right.
just because, like, right away I say, that's a guitar that I will play. And then you grab it and you grab the guitar and probably works and disappoints you, or whatever, but you have that mind, every time you go into a music shop. So
That made me think
in
of Harry
Mexico, in
The
Mexico,
wand chooses the wizard.
that's very true. So this area, Cozumel, Cancun, and Playa del Carmen. So by the ferry from Playa del Carmen to Cozumel, there was this music store. And I used to go there to buy strings all the time. And when I lived there, because I lived in Playa del Carmen and Cozumel for almost 2 years. So this store is right there, and the guitar wasn't there for almost a year. No one bought the guitar. I saw the guitar, I saw the Fender. And the funny thing is that in all that area, you don't get instruments like that. That's an American standard Fender Stratocaster. You don't find those kind of instruments in that area. You have to order them. You find Ibanez and probably Epiphone and some other cheap stuff. I mean, Epiphone is awesome. By the way, Epiphone is
I like the
awesome.
casino, but yeah.
Even the cheap, really, really cheap, like $20 Epiphone, they're awesome. So I love Epiphone, but they're cheap. So anyway, but I saw the guitar for almost a year at the guitar shop. No one bought it. I saw it, like, I don't know, like, I used to see it, never touch it, just saw it, and I was like, oh, that's a nice guitar. That's cool. You know, you don't see a Fender around here. And it's just one day, you know, of course, you know, I decided to buy the guitar. And I say, hopefully it's still there. And I went to the music shop and I asked these people, I say, can I try the guitar? And they're like, yeah, are you gonna buy it? Well, this guitar has been here for a year. You know, so I want to buy it, but I want to try it. So I try it. I set up. They set up the amplifier outside the music shop because the music shop was like really small, and I got to try the guitar with an amplifier outside the store. So I was like actually performing, you know.
That's right.
And that's when I knew that the guitar, you know, was gonna be for me.
And then how many days later was the hurricane?
Probably 2 weeks later. 2 weeks later after I bought it.
Well, good thing was the guitar shop destroyed in the hurricane?
Oh yeah, actually the guitar shop was the doors were all gone and didn't destroy much, but it got stolen. Like people get
looters.
thieves.
So you rescued
you know.
this guitar basically.
Yes,
You saved it.
exactly. yeah, exactly. So it's a story. It's really funny because it's a material thing. I mean, it's a guitar. I mean, it's a guitar. You know, you go to a store and you can buy another one. You know, but those stories is what makes a special an instrument.
And some of them have the mojo, and some of them don't. They make they make 100 of them, and
Exactly.
you know they're not all the same. And some,
you know, some people tell me, they say, "Well, they're the same color, they're the same brand." They're so like, no. they're different. They're different. There's something about each instrument. You know, it's wood. Wood, you know, it was
a living thing.
It was
They're
a
all
living
very
thing.
unique.
It was a tree,
resonant,
you know. So
Yeah.
it's
resonant
like
frequency.
yeah, exactly. You know, so yeah, this guitar became iconic in my life, very, very, very important in my life, and I even wrote a song for it. It's called "I Have to Go," and who writes songs for a guitar? You know, you usually write songs for like a girl, you know, or what is happening in the world, you know, and all like that. You know, who writes a song for, and you hear the song and it's just, you know, I don't know. It's like, you know, that doesn't have too much words on it, but you totally think is. You know,
very
singing
powerful.
it to a girl. You know, in the song I say, she has told me, I gotta find my way to find the blues and to find my soul. That's what I sing in the song, and I'm still like literally singing for the guitar. It's like I'm telling the people this is about my guitar. That's how in love was with that guitar, and yeah, the guitar is back. The guitar is back. We had to buy it again. You know, I didn't want to do anything like call the police and all that shit. You know, because you know, really, you know, spend my time and all that.
Whatever it was,
You know,
yeah.
You know, I already had the pain of like not having the guitar for so many years, and now I'm stuck in Arizona.
Hey, there was
Now I'm in tour. Now I have to wait until I get.
Right.
Yeah. So
I told him I'm going to videotape the reunion.
and Joe is funny thing because this happened two nights ago or something like that. And Monday night. And today is Thursday. And so funny thing. Joe asked me, "Do you want me to buy it for you?" And I said, "Yes. You know, if you can do that, I'll be awesome. You know." And we just figure out the money.
That's a good friend right there.
Yes.
Right? Who does that?
Exactly. Who does that? And very curious thing, his wife needed to go to Seattle the very next day. Because they live in Tacoma. It's not that far. It's like 50 minutes, but you know.
It's 60 miles away. So if there's traffic, it can be a drive. It's not, you don't just regularly go to Seattle from Tacoma.
Okay.
So his wife
It's like driving a Tucson
Right.
from here. You
Joe's-
know, you go when you have something to do.
Right.
Joe's wife was going to be in Seattle the very next day, so she could pick up the guitar. You know, what a blessing, what a miracle, what a
Yeah.
like coincidence, what is this? And when he sent me the link, I saw the pictures, and the guitar is intact. Like the guitar is exactly how I left it, except for what I signed the guitar in the back of the headstock. So the signature wasn't in there. My signature, you know, of course, you know.
Yeah.
But
Rubbed it
this
off.
guy that was selling the guitar, you know, that's how you know that he wasn't the guy that stole the guitar, because he actually put all the descriptions of the guitar
Like all the
amazingly. I was
pickups, like very specific pickups that noted that the frets were worn. And he took pictures of the inside with the what is the
The
faceplate?
pick guard?
The pick
Yeah.
guard off, and you could see on the inside of the guitar on that
RT,
unfinished
right?
wood RT
That's
his
so cool.
initials, and it was like, what? Are you kidding me? This guy did. If he'd have known, there's no way that he would have taken a picture and posted the signature.
Right.
You know, like if he knew that that's where it was coming from, or you know, because if it was also on the headstock, he would have hopefully put two and two together. You know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, when I was
it's incredible.
I was very amazed when I was talking to Joe on the phone. I said, Joe, you know what? So what's going on? And he's telling me all the specifications of the guitar. And he's like, did your guitar have this? Yes. Did your guitar have this? Yes. And so everything was yes. Like, yes, that's my guitar. That's my guitar. And then I look at the pictures, you know, and it's like right away, and I see my signature, and I told him, yeah, that's my signature. That's actually my signature. You know,
signed it.
it's RT. You know? So yeah, the guitar is back, and Joe has it now at his place. It's now in a good place.
She's waiting for you.
yeah.
And Joe
What was her name?
Yeah, she didn't have a name.
No.
She probably had a name in some point. I don't know.
I figured you would have named her.
She
I
was
named some other guitarists, but I don't know. I probably tried to name it once, you know, and I don't know. Just I just
Can't
thought
put-
that-
can't
I've
put
never
a
been
label on her.
I've
You
never
can't
done
put a
it. I
label
just
on her.
never. But
So
I've done it. Hey,
man.
what's happening?
So I know your secret now is you play with the ferocity and tenacity of a hurricane, but it's because your guitar got hit with a hurricane. So whatever the name of that hurricane was is what you should name the guitar. If you remember the name.
I think that's brilliant.
brilliant.
Now we've got to look it up.
You know.
Now we've got. There's been like what
That's
40
brilliant.
hurricanes
And,
since then.
and that was right after Katrina.
Was it?
Yeah, I think so, because I remember seeing it was a Katrina, the one big one in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Was that 2013?
No, that was
No.
when it was stolen. So
Oh, no,
let's
I'm
see,
saying,
when was the 2005? It would have been 2000.
Oh yeah, excuse me. Yeah.
2005 in somewhere in October. Actually, yeah, these days, actually.
In October of
In
2005.
October, I think it was in October
that's the end of hurricane
When,
season. So
when the hurricane happened.
okay. Yeah, you said it was the.
I can't remember exactly when I bought it. I'm trying to.
Watch
to
it'll be
think.
like Hurricane Gerard.
Yeah, it's a guy.
That's a dude's name.
Was it Wilma?
Wilma.
Oh, that's a great guitar name.
That's Wilma.
We'll have to test it out when you get her back. See if it fits.
Wilma. Yeah, that's Wilma.
All right.
That was Wilma. Yep.
Wilma the Stratocaster.
Wilma Stratocaster.
2004 American Standard. Is that right?
Totally. Yeah, I never thought about that. You know, maybe it's time to find a name. You know.
So all
think
that
you found
energy,
one.
all of that
And,
shenanigans from that hurricane
works.
in the guitar.
That's
All right.
right. All that energy.
It's like a Pokemon.
Well, Wilma is in English. In Spanish is Wilma.
Vilma.
Wilma.
Vilma.
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 A Schafer Haus original. At the Door, featuring Rafael Tranquilino on lead guitar.
to the land of the living. All open in the clouds as the plane came roaring down. Wanna talk about when shit gets real. Old man sitting next to me, he's trying to make his peace, saying, oh, Father should have been a better father, please. Forgive me. Woman sitting across the aisle screaming, who's gonna raise my child? Oh, strange, staring helpless at the floor. But don't matter anymore. I wasn't thinking about my tax bill or the mortgage. I wasn't thinking about my bank account or driving round in Porsches. No, no, no. All I could think about's the way I left, the last words I said to you. How I wish they'd been I love you, if it matters anymore. Because the wolf is at the door. Start giving a damn if you take me back to the land of the living again. If you won't take me now, could you let her know somehow all the little things we were fighting about before? It don't matter anymore. I wasn't thinking about my tax bill or the thinking about my bank account or driving round in Munchies. No, no, no. All I could think about's the way I left, the last words I said to you. How I wish they'd been I love you, if it matters anymore. I wasn't thinking about my time. I wasn't thinking. No, 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 no. I wasn't thinking about my driving around your Porsches. No, no, no. All I could think about's the way I left, and that I hope she knows the truth. 'Cause heaven knows that I still love you, if it matters anymore. That plane came down the runway, safely opened up that cabin door. So I just thought I'd let you know you're what I'm living for, and nothing else is ever gonna matter anymore. 'Cause the wolf is always at the door.
Whoever is bitten by a werewolf and lives becomes a werewolf himself. The wolf bit you.
move here from Mexico City,
Or
or did you live somewhere else before Mexico City?
Cancun.
Cancun.
That's where. So I lived in. Well, I always say Cancun as a reference, but is Playa del Carmen and Cozumel. You know, I live in both places, and so I moved to the States in 2006. So actually, this year
10 years.
it's 10 years. It's the 10 years anniversary since I moved to the country.
Oh, nice.
And on my birthday, actually, it was my birthday present. It was my visa. Yeah,
That's
that's pretty fun.
And your birthday is May what?
May 30th.
May 30th.
Yeah, May 30th. And 10 years now. Yeah, 10 years. You know, I didn't speak any English, man. I did some, but
That's man. Because your English is like
Still
so
learning.
perfect. I'm jealous that I can't. Any attempt at Spanish is so bad these days. You know, growing and taking it in high school and college, and
Right.
it's all gone.
Mexico, you'll learn pretty quick.
it's true.
Right.
That's the thing, you know.
Well,
Yeah,
if your
sure.
birthday
No.
party ever if you throw that down again, we would love to come.
Yeah,
Oh, for
let's do
sure.
it in 2017.
Let's do it.
Let's make it happen.
We'll just load up Lady
I haven't
Blue.
been there in a couple years, so
I would.
I should.
It's time. I think it's time.
Yeah, I think so. too.
Maybe Wilma needs a trip back home.
Wilma, but yeah,
Ooh.
Wilma.
Yeah, last it hasn't been in Mexico since I brought it here. I played that guitar in Canada many times, you know, and all that, but the first time I went back to Mexico, I didn't want to take it, and I left it here at home, and when I was in Mexico, I was like missing it. I was like, oh man, I should have brought it, you know. But yeah, next time it's coming back, you know, because I told all my friends and I told my parents and my brother, you know, all the modifications that I did to the guitar, and everyone was always excited to hear the guitar live, you know. So I guess it's time.
I'll be excited to hear it next time I see you.
Yeah,
hopefully.
next time. Yeah, well, we're gonna be here in the spring, so and that guitar is coming. That guitar is coming, of course.
So she'll be back.
Coming like a hurricane.
She'll be back. But now it's just coming with security.
Let's hope it hasn't been downgraded to a tropical storm, though. you know?
Right?
Exactly.
I take that.
Those are good jokes.
That's why I'm here, Leah. That's the only reason I'm here. Corny dad jokes.
Oh,
So yeah, that's the story. It's back and yeah, can't wait to play it again. It's gonna be amazing.
yeah.
Like when you lose a child, which no, it's not. The same.
That might be a bit hyperbolic.
Well,
but
it's not really the same, but I actually can imagine, you know, if you know losing a child, you know that you know if for me losing this guitar it was so hard, you know. I can imagine.
Yeah, it was your whole life, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly.
and was
Yeah.
the
I
only one
cried the day of, you know, 2 nights ago. You know, I literally cried. You know, it was so, you know, it was just so thankful.
It's just a
you know,
huge
so-
blessing, very unexpected and very
yeah,
profound. So.
and yeah, it's just.
Well, you deserve to be reunited with it. The way you guys are rocking. We can't wait to play with you again tonight. So
And I don't want to
Awesome.
call myself your lucky charm, but I'm thinking I got to. you know? Maybe I'll just go on tour with you guys, you know?
Yeah, maybe, you know, we've got room in Lady Blue now.
I'll be your hype man.
You're right.
where are you guys off to next? The next stop after Phoenix on your tour?
After Phoenix, we are headed up north and then east. So we're going to go over towards Albuquerque, and we have a show at, in Rio Rancho at the Blue Grasshopper, I believe it's called. And then we go from there to Oklahoma. We do a show in Norman, Oklahoma at the Deli. And then we have a private party in Oklahoma and a show in Tulsa on Friday, on that following Friday.
Nice.
And then from there, we're going south, and we're going to see as much of Texas as is possible.
It's a lot to see.
There's a lot of state.
No, I
Been
know.
through there probably 4 or
Right,
5
we're go-
times. And
right.
you're like, why does it take an entire day to get
Right?
across
Oh my
the
gosh.
state?
So I know you were saying that you were staying with a former colleague of yours. Is that Ray Hayden that you were playing with earlier?
No.
Okay.
We're staying. He's back in Tacoma. The gentleman that we're staying with, Chris Hyde. I called you a gentleman. You're welcome. He's a very good buddy of mine. His name is Chris Hyde. He's an absolutely phenomenal guitar player. He was recorded on both of my jazz albums, and he actually is the reason that I started doing jazz again. I did jazz all through high school and absolutely fell in love with it. And he played guitar in the Kim Archer band that I mentioned earlier. And we just were talking at a gig one time about how much we both love jazz, and he super into Joe Pass, and so just an incredible player. And we were talking about it, and he was like, I have this standing solo gig at this like little bistro in Kirkland. You should come down and just do a song with me. And then if it's totally sucks, then it's all good. But if we have fun, maybe we decide to make this a duo night, And we had practiced a couple of jazz songs, and I came and did a couple of songs with them, and we both just like totally clicked musically, and he's become like a brother, just a very cool guy. And his wife is so sweet. I just love Laura. And they have a brand new little girl. She's not brand new. She's going to be a year this January, I think, January, February. So I'm excited. I haven't seen her yet. So get to go and hang out with him. And he's also a good buddy of Rafael. So we're going to go, and he's incredible. He actually he's originally from Tulsa, I think, or Oklahoma. He and his wife moved to Seattle, where I met him, and then they just both decided they wanted to try. He totally crushed the Seattle market, totally crushed. And then he moved to New York and did New York for like 8 months and totally crushed there. And I was like, all right, well, awesome. Let's go start a family now. And so they moved back to Oklahoma because he had done all this amazing stuff. And so I'm really excited to play with him after like all his time doing like jazz and awesome session work in New York, and seeing where he's at now and what kind of crazy ass tricks he has up his sleeve, and see how he's grown. Because I feel like I've improved and grown, and really been challenging myself, and I know he's been doing that. So I'm really excited to see, I got that itch. I'm excited to play music with him again and share the stage, and so is Rafael.
Yeah. That's awesome. Have you guys been out to Nashville yet?
We have. We did not well, that's not exactly true. So we competed in the International Blues Challenge in 2015 as a band. It was January of 2015. And representing in Washington State in the Washington Blues Society. And the competition it starts officially on check-ins on Tuesday, and then the first event starts Wednesday. There's 2 semifinals. There's all day long, 40 venues. I'm pretty sure it's 40 venues. It's a ton. It's unreal how many venues there are. Everybody gets at least the semifinals 2 performances. So 1 25-minute set on Wednesday and 1 on Thursday. And then the semifinals are on Friday, and the big finals are on Saturday. So it's 4 days of just like, all day long, 24 hours of music. They close off Beale Street. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. You guys have got to go. It's so cool.
Sounds great.
It's like end of January, early February. And anyway, so we had the Washington Blues Society sponsored us with our plane tickets and our lodging because we were representing them. And we asked them to make our tickets from Sunday to Sunday so that we could visit Nashville first. Yeah. So they actually flew us into Nashville as a band, and we raised money and rented a couple of reserved Airbnb and a minivan. And so we drove around Nashville and went to a jam. Where was it? Post Alley. I think it was Post Alley. Went to a jam down there, and it was just incredible. And we did it actually 2 years in a row. The year before we did it with Rafael competed with Sweet Jenny Ray, a harmonica player I mentioned earlier. And they made it all the way to the semifinals. And we made it as a band all the way to the semifinals on Friday. And but yeah, so our experience in Nashville was musically oriented, but we haven't performed as as a band at a gig. You know, we were very fortunate to do some of our performance stuff at the jam, and that was really cool. But yeah, so yes and no.
No, I just think you guys would fit right in there. There's just so many good players and so many different styles now that it's just where a lot of the best people go. You know? And it's
we've heard amazing things about it. Our drummer right now, our full-time drummer right now, his name is Chris Carlson. He actually left and moved to Nashville and did really well working in Nashville, and then decided to move back. How long was Chris in Nashville? Like a year? 2 years?
Close to 2 years.
Yeah. He was one of Rafael's original drummers when Rafael first started the band, and then he moved to Nashville. And then when we got the word that Chris was moving back, Rafael was like, "Oh, I gotta hire Chris. And it was incredible and he was amazing before he left, but just, you know, when you're around incredible musicians, they just polish you, and he's just awesome. So it's a kick to play with him too. And then our bass player right now, James Redfern, is actually a super shredder guitar player, and he is a monster bass player. And now he's like he's like our secret weapon. So we've started halfway through the show because Rafael plays bass as well. So we'll have them switch, and James will play guitar, and Rafael plays bass. And it's just a trip. It's just, we're all about the show, the entertainment, and but with a music level. Hopefully, we aspire to keep growing and getting that bigger too. But we enjoy the entertainment aspect of it, building a show and really creating an experience for our audience. And yeah.
Well, so super excited to see you guys on Friday, February McGee's. How else can we find you? Social media? I know you got the RafaelTranquilino.com.
It's at rtranquilino.com.
Okay.
And we're on Facebook, YouTube. We've got stuff on YouTube. Reverb Nation. Oh, geez. I think Rafael has an Instagram. I mean, if you just Google Rafael with an F, Tranquilino, and all kinds of stuff will come up. Or you can go to the website, again, at rtranquilino.com.
Hopefully not a porno or anything like that.
No.
Was I talking to you about that?
Really?
I wonder if people are doing that. Because there's obviously people in the porn industry who can play guitars, right? How well, I don't know.
Oh, my gosh.
We're just segueing into your next career.
I'm pretty sure that's just music videos. I'm pretty sure it's just music videos now.
Totally.
They cornered the market on it.
Well, that's cool. You guys want to shred some Schafer Haus tunes tonight with us?
Yeah.
We got a new one where it's a crowd pleaser, but we'd love to have you guys sit and...
Yeah, we'd be honored to play with you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally.
Love it.
I'm down.
Just don't set the basement on fire like you almost did the last couple times. With your shredding. Or actually do. It would be worth it.
If he does, he'll put it out with the hurricane.
Right? But she's not here yet.
She's here in spirit. Vilma.
Love it.
Oh, that's
Well, this
funny.
has been fun, guys.
Yeah.
Well, I think
so
this is
much
the
for
first
having
of
us.
many. So when you guys come back through in the spring, we'll do it again and see how much further you guys are.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Thank you guys so much for having us and just welcoming us into your community and
Absolutely. If there's anything else you guys want to
letting us crash your party. Well, what do you think? Do you think there's anything else that we should mention?
No, for now. Just watch out.
That's right. Watch out.
Yeah, that's it right there. This has been another Schafer Haus podcast brought to you by Stonies and Schafer Haus Studios. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Right on.
All right. Peace out.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
The Schafer Haus Podcast is recorded, mixed, and engineered at Schafer Haus Studios in Chandler, Arizona by Scott Schafer and Hans Reverb. Find us on social media and visit us online at schaferhaus.net.
I'm gonna get up in the morning, believe I dust my broom. I'm gonna get up in the morning, believe I dust my broom. Yeah, that girl that you've been loving, why she can get my room. Yeah, I'm gonna write a letter, telephone every town that I know. Yeah, I'm gonna write a letter, telephone every town that I know. And if I can't find him anywhere well enough, well, she's in the east part of. Yeah, I believe I'm going on. Yeah, I believe I'm going on. Yeah, you can mistreat me here, baby, but you can't back home, baby. Oh, heel the door, dosey door, come on, baby, let's go boot scoot. Yeah, now Cadillac, blackjack, come on, baby, out back, we're gonna boogie. Yeah, now get down, turn around, go to town, the boot scoot and boogie. Oh, now heel the door, dosey door, come on, baby, let's go boot scoot. Yeah, now Cadillac, blackjack, come on, baby, out back, we gonna boogie. Yeah, now get down, turn around, go to town, the boots good and boogie. Yeah. Oh, I believe, yes, I believe I'm going on. Oh, I believe, yeah, I believe I'm going on.
No Munchies.
Schafer Haus.